Ben, 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 ben.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Ben, 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 ben.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. How you doing?
So good.
Oh,
So good. Keegnar. Donates $4. Thank you, Keegnar.
thank you.
They say Paleontologist Tom and Boner Ben.
Ooh.
I miss catching you guys live. If you guys had to make a Warhammer army and a chosen champion from the Yogs to use it, who would it be? And how would you prepare them for battle? Love you guys. Kremlo came from space.
Okay, so we're assuming that we're going to have a proxy war where we both get a Yogs champion, and then whoever wins the game wins at life.
Wow.
So we have to. Who's the best Yogs for learning a Warhammer, and what army would you give them?
I feel like Harry's pretty good at breaking apart games, and like
That's a good choice. I would also want Harry.
he's a smart guy.
I'll take Spiff
Oh, okay.
because I feel like he'll do some. He'll just do his own research and figure out what's broken.
Okay. Al Smithy.
Ooh, good choice. Because then even if he loses, he can just devour his opponent.
He can then devour.
That's the
Smith.
largest Yog.
I feel like that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, Smithy, another guy who's very good at breaking apart games and has a good like analytical mind.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Okay, what army do you want to give him?
God, like what's just the fucking best one at the moment and the
Eldar?
easiest? Just give them the Eldar.
And tell them to. This thing needs a 6, so give it 6.
Just use the 6s on it. Oh fuck it, just give them the Custodes army. Like here you go, here's 2 10-man blobs of Custodes.
yeah.
If someone charges you in combat, use fights first.
yeah.
That's all you really need to do. Sit on some objectives.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
It's pretty
to,
point and click, isn't it?
To drive that list.
Good choice. Mr. Zap Zap has donated. Thank you very much. And they say, Slayer with nails in his head, Tom.
Hello.
And Slayer with a Hindenburg, Ben. A collector shop who sells a lot of old white dwarfs from issue 180 onwards. I even found my white whale issue of 215 with the full tilt rules. And I was wondering if you had any white whales in Warhammer.
A full Dogs of War army.
I remember that full tilt Bretonian issue of White Dwarf. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that had the little cardboard.
Had like it's like a jousting tournament. You
Yeah.
had little tents and a little picket fence. It was quite cool. I can't think of anything I've ever desperately wanted from. I did want the Genestealer Patriarch in the chair, in the throne, because he was cool. But then someone made an even better like 3D sculpt of it.
Yeah.
And so I got that instead. Oh, Setsuo is looking for the lasgun dice that came in a case shaped like a lasgun battery.
Oh, the clip.
Clip.
Oh, I
That's
remember
quite
those. I'd like one of the misprinted Blood Bowl undead dice. When they
How were they
first made
misprinted?
them, they accidentally had like 2 1s on them or 2 6s instead. The first wave they sent out were just
Whoopsie.
somehow just completely molded wrong. Is a funny set of dice.
You know what I would buy if they made? I'd like a modern sculpt of the Crimson Fists on the front cover of the Rogue Trader rulebook, doing their last stand.
Oh, what if that was just like a diorama?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That's quite like an iconic.
And if it was made so that there was like a diorama base with slots for the bases to go in, and each guy in the pyramid like came off and was like a playable piece on a base.
Oh, that would be cool.
And the sergeant's at the top with the power fist, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everyone else is just like, ah!
Just going for it.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. I'd buy that. One time I went into Games Workshop, and they were doing like a anniversary thing, and they had a box of like 1,000 white dwarves. And they said, oh yeah, just go through it and pick anyone you want out. And I did dig through it and find the first white dwarf I'd ever read, and like took that home as a little treat.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Chrome has donated. Thank you, Chrome. They say Gorilla Tom and Chimp Ben. What do you imagine would happen if some Warhammer Fantasy noble / scholar tried to raise a Greenskin as a human? Like when people tried raising chimps as humans.
I think it would work really well for a little bit, and then one day it just fucking rips his arms off.
Yeah. Or do you reckon it goes like Alexander in Next Generation, Worf's kid, who's like, meh, I didn't like the kids at school, so I broke their noses.
Yeah, I think there'd be a bit of that. I think that'd have that sort of vibe for sure. But it's just in his nature.
It is in his nature.
He wants to crump.
He got to crump. You got to give him like an outlet for crumping. But yeah, I think that ends badly for the noble. He eventually gets crumped. Like, do you remember there was a Rick and Morty episode, wasn't there, where there was like Morty's kid was like an ungoloid crumper. Do you remember that?
What?
Morty fucked a sex bot, and it took his load to a planet of crumpers. And so he had a baby crumper, and he just had to crump.
Oh.
And he told him that the air outside was poisonous, so that he didn't go outside and hurt all the other humans. And then the kid, like, figured out one day that he wasn't going to die from outside.
No.
It's very sad. Colby has donated. Thank
Colby.
you, Colby. And they said, Ben, Tom.
Hail.
Thanks for the many hours of entertainment. Stories about Ben being a manly dad, kicking indoors, are always a highlight. Either of you do anything really manly or dadly lately? Lots of love from a filthy VOD Gobbo.
God, no.
God, I scrubbed my driveway last weekend. That's a pretty boring dad thing to do.
This is very grown up.
Yeah, got the hose out, got the scrubbing brush, like the big, outdoor bristle brush.
Wow. Okay, that's a good one to have.
It's like swabbing the decks of an old-timey ship, I had to like throw the soapy water down, get the hard brush out and like scrape it down. It was very, very dad. No power washer, sadly. I think next time I will rent a power washer. But it's not a job I do very often. I've lived in that house for about 3 years, and that's the first time I've done it. It's because it got to the point where it was kind of like slimy and slippery.
I just want as many people in this room as possible when I blow it up.
I reckon I literally thought I was going to slip over and break my neck. So I won't do that job again for another 3 years. I'll worry about it then. Where's my drive slimy? I guess, it rains, and then you get like moss and goop, and it doesn't go anywhere unless you scrub it off. I did once have to kick my door in because we were locked out. Surprisingly easy. It only it took me 2 kicks, and I'm not the biggest or strongest.
Jesus.
Your door is not secure, Tom. If someone wants in, they're getting in.
Not my door. That keeps all the regular people out.
My poor sleeping wife. No, that was a different time. The time she was asleep, I did it quietly. The time we were all 3 of us, me, her, and the boy, locked outside, that's when I did it loudly.
Wow, double kicking it down.
Yeah. 2 different doors. Different houses.
What the hell? Oh, God.
Bog Boy has donated.
Bog Boy!
Bog Boy!